Hello friends, and welcome to my hobby home. My name is Cathy. Thank you so much for joining me today. We are working on our Land That I Love row. Last night Tammy and I completed another block, but this right here are for the 3 that I already had completed. I'm kind of looking at the red rows that you see here. I'm trying to make sure that I'm not duplicating a lot of the same fabrics in the rows. I don't want to put the same fabrics side by side. So what I'm doing here, I have my fabrics down here where you cannot see them, and that is strictly because this is a paid for pattern. We do not want to jeopardize the integrity of the patterns. I am going to put some pins in this one, even though I don't have any matching seams. This is the start to a new row, and I just want to make sure that I have things pinned down where they need to be pinned down, and that I'm lining up, because on the rows our corner pieces are our starter pieces. They're not really corners, they're triangle pieces, but they do overhang just a little. You'll see right there, there's a little overhang. Well, I line up let me get it. It doesn't look lined up, but I line up the top and the sides, or the bottom end. I don't know which one you want to call it. But we are just going to get started on this today. I am still on vacation. And y'all, I had all these hopes and dreams of getting caught up on a lot of things. Number one, my house cleaning. Yeah, that's not happened. I've actually got laundry in baskets that need to be folded right now, and I'd rather be sewing. But my husband is in. He worked off this morning. It is after lunchtime right now. So this is the start to my next row. So I'm going to get my next piece, and it is going to be, which this is my next piece. It is going to be red end down. So I'm going to pin this one also. And what I do when I pull my row out, I stack it, or I try to. This hasn't happened every time. I try to be very organized in my sewing, just so everything comes out really nice. It don't always happen, but I try. That's all I can say, is I try. But I do go through. I learned my lesson in my early rows that pull out all your fabrics, lay them in the order, and then make sure they're all the right size. Because one being off, because I did not realize some of my half square triangle blocks, I did not trim them down to size. And that is not good when it could very well have been 1/4 of an inch off. And y'all probably noticed my machine is sounding a whole lot better today. I don't know what happened to my machine yesterday, but man, it was loud. So being that everything is pressing down, I just press that seam open. See, that's why I need to pin, because that right there can happen. But I didn't pin that one. Okay, this is what our row is looking like right now. So now is our red star, and I'm just going to put this one on top, and I am going to make sure, well, being that it's not on the bottom, feed dogs, it's not very likely that it's going to flip that seam. But y'all see how I do it. I just lay it all together and just try to pin it so we're not getting off our edges uneven. But I was telling y'all I had all these plans on my vacation. You did see my results of my MRI yesterday. I did get a call from them telling me the cost. And guys, I'm almost like, what's the point in even having insurance? Because I have the highest premium plan because it pays the most. But for me to still have this scope, it's going to cost me over $1,000 out of pocket. And that's not counting all the appointments I've already gone to that cost me $50 every time I go see them. That's one of the reasons why I'm not doing therapy, because every time I walk into therapy, it costs me $25. Well, you know, that racks up when you just keep going and keep going and keep going, and it's not doing any good. It's hurting more than it did before. So now I am just waiting to see, I'm trying to talk and concentrate at the same time. I'm doing this square. Some rows do this way, some rows do this way, or this way. Yeah, this way and this way. And I'm trying to make sure I'm doing it correctly. But I still have not gotten approval from the insurance company yet. Of course, they're going to call and tell you how much it is first. My husband is asleep, so I have not been able to talk to him about the cost yet. And they do offer where you pay at least half up front and you get on a payment plan. My husband probably is not going to want to do that. He's probably just going to want to pay it all at one time. You know, he takes care of things like that. I am definitely going to have to get me another mat for under my chair, because this chair is geared for carpet. The wheels are geared for carpet and not carpet. This chair is geared for a smooth surface, and I'm on carpet. So I'm going to have to get me another mat. I'm thinking this time just get a bigger one, because my computer is now over here instead of over here. So it's got a bigger area to cover. Now something is going on with this when it cuts the thread. I just don't know what is going on. I've not had anything get caught up down there. It's just it will not cut the thread. If I have to, I'll start raising everything up and cutting it right here. You know, that's how all my other machines have always been. Making sure I'm pressing correctly. How we are looking right now. So far, so good. Everything looks like it's going in the right direction, which is good. A lot of these blocks are not directional, so I can just put them on here any way I want to, which is good, because I had that basket one that I put on the wrong way, and it was upside. Now, I put it on the right way, but then I pressed the row wrong direction. So in order to get that row in the right direction, my basket was the wrong way, which was not a good thing. This one has a lot of seams on it, so I'm doing a little more pinning on it. Pin this very end right here, because it seems like the end is where it kind of wants to go a little off. But my goal today, because I have to go back to work on Monday, so I'm hoping with my husband in, I can get a lot more done, because he can do the heavy lifting stuff. I'm still organizing my sewing room, but I have to sew. I can't do just organizing my sewing room. I have to be able to sew. I'm doing a little bit at a time. I am trying to be. Now, I know I went shopping. I know I did, but that's because I want to do something specific. And I had to have a backing. I looked through everything I had, and I could have done like a solid black or a solid white, but this is going to be a throw, and I didn't have anything in 4 yards that would have done that. So got that other block. But anyway, on the front of getting, I'm having to pay attention, getting things done. I'm thinking what I'm going to do is catch my laundry up today. I can get that all done and do that tonight. I actually think I have my last, no, I have one more load to go in the washer. With it just being me and my husband's not here half of the time, I literally can wash laundry every 2 weeks. But when I do that, it means I have a lot more, because I strip my beds every other week at least. And then I also do, it would be better if I did laundry one weekend and then strip the beds one weekend. And because I also have cats in the house, and I have blankets over the back of the chair and all that. And I wash those every other week as well. So I don't know. I've got to rethink the way I do things here. Because I'm not getting everything done I need to. And my fault, because I want to sew. But at least I'm being productive. Even though I'm not getting my house clean, at least I'm getting something done. That's better than not getting anything done. But like today, guys, I slept until noon. But of course, it was after midnight before I went to bed last night. And that's the bad thing with me. When I'm on my break, my vacation, I don't get sleep. I don't go to sleep. Okay, this thread is not cutting. I think that's the problem. For some reason, it's not cutting. Okay. So we are currently, we are working on row 11 actually, on the land that I love, and we are just about done. We will be sewing a block every Thursday until July 31st. So my next thing is another red and white. So our next block is our red and white. And it looks like, I think I finally got it figured out. It took to row 11 for me to figure this out. How they alternate and how to make them line up. Now see, I have kept squirreling talking about what I wanted to do on my vacation, you know, catching up my housework and sewing. And I had wanted to do some, you know, just personal sewing, things I just wanted to do. For me, for my grandbabies, and none of that has happened. Because I am having to keep up with my videos, which I probably would video most of those too. Because I like to share everything I make with you guys. And I got it's new to me. I got a new to me toy that I wanted to try out and just haven't been able to. So here we are again, making sure everything looks good. Now it looks like we have one more block, not directional, and we have only been sewing, guys, y'all are not gonna believe this, 35 minutes. 35 minutes. I did have to edit out some because my husband woke up and came in here. So I did have to edit that little bit out. But I'm really still hoping, the weekend is not over yet. I'm still hoping that I can get some things sewn today. I mean, I would love to just be able to sit in my sewing room today and sew. And I still may do that. My husband is in, so I still may do that. Yeah, my thread came out of my needle. But I do know I need to go in there. I've got some squash that I got out of my garden. And I'm going to make some squash and peas and cornbread, and I may make a little smothered hamburger steak with some onion gravy on it. He normally likes to go out and eat, he says, because he doesn't want me to have to cook, and I'm very thankful of that, because some days I don't feel like cooking. Okay, we are now down to our last piece. Let me make sure that's what it is. Yeah, we are down to our last piece, and it is a red and white. The red is going to be towards the bottom, making sure of that. I have to remember how to do this. So I have to line it up. Okay, I think I grabbed the wrong piece. This one has the white at the bottom. I need the red at the bottom. So we will just pull our bin out and find our red and white. This is the one I need right here, because it's going to be like this. This is my edge. I need the red at the bottom. And this one has the white at the bottom. I should have checked that before I threw everything in here, but that is okay. Perfectly okay. So what I do on these, I line the top edge up and then the side edge, this up. I need to get this up here in my lap so it's not falling. And I am pressing between each one of the, every time I sew a block I press it, just so that it is already done. I don't have to do it after the fact. And see, y'all, that can happen. You have to pay attention, because if you don't pay attention, it could mess it all up. I didn't get that even very good on the edge, so having to reline that up. But this will be the last piece to this row, and I'll need to assemble the row on the quilt. So we only have, after this one, we only have four rows left. I need to trim my threads off here. Okay, now we have our row 11 for Land That I Love pieced together. It is done. Guys, this is going to be such a beautiful quilt, and I have really been enjoying sewing this with Tammy. We're looking at doing another possible collaboration where it is still on her channel. We just have to iron out dates, so we don't know yet. But guys, thank you so much for joining me. I really hope you have enjoyed this. This quilt is going to be beautiful. If you're not working on Land That I Love, I hope you were working on something else that you really wanted to work on. If you are doing the Land That I Love, it's fabulous. I just love it. Thank you for sewing along with us. Please give me a thumbs up. If you have not yet subscribed, please do. Feel free to leave a comment and tell me what you think. Let me know if you're working on the Land That I Love. It's a really fun project. It's turning out beautiful. I think how Tammy, and you know, how she looked at it, she was the brain of the idea on how to do this. We were doing just a block once a week. This could be done way more quickly. Andrea with Mama J Enterprises has shown us that. She's got hers done all the way already. But this is just focusing 1 hour once a week on this quilt. It is going to be beautiful. So guys, thank you once again. And as always, until I see you again, I hope you have a very blessed day. Bye guys.